Hi everyone, I'm author Sarah Faxon, and tonight we're going to be talking about character arches. Be sure to stick around for the end of this video so we can have a big announcement that's going to be coming your way. I'm very excited to share this with you all. So we're going to be talking character arches tonight. I want to talk about that for a minute because I had a really good conversation with my dear friend Teresa Halverson, who is the author of Warehouse Dreams, which is going to be coming out later this year. You can follow her at Teresa H. Author on Twitter. She's a really awesome individual. She's one of the semi-sages on my podcast, Semi-Sages of the Pages of our podcast. Look at me taking credit for everything. It's not the way to do it. So, I was talking to Teresa, who went through the Animal Court. Last week I mentioned how I wanted to do a thorough read through and really dig deep and examine the text once again. Even though it's already published, I'm not terribly happy with it, to be honest, and I want to give it what it deserves. So Teresa was wonderful enough to read through it again and help me dig deeper into things that I missed initially. So one of the big things that we talked about was the character arch that the protagonist Gertrude goes through. So your character arch are your wants and needs of your character. What are they after? Are they on a redemption arc? Are they going through personal struggles? What is it that defines them as a character that makes us want to come along with them on their journey to see how they grow as a human being? Now, there sometimes can be opposite character arches, character valleys, if you will, where they go downhill and only continue to go downhill. That's more of a villain arc. But so these were some of the themes that Teresa and I were talking about that I'd like to touch on with Animal Court. So if you read it before, keep an eye out. There might be some major changes coming the way of that book here pretty soon. Our last released episodes of Semi-Sages of the Pages, A Moment with Morgan talked about keeping ourselves motivated as authors and as writers, and how important it is to find our inspirations, to find the things that truly matter to us, that make us want to write, to think about that person or that influencer in our life that makes us want to do well, to cling on to that and to really find our happy thought, if you will. I believe she quoted Hook in the episode that she did. It's one of my favorite movies, which was really exciting to hear. And in doing so, it finds us a point that we can focus on and someone that we can say, I want to make that person proud. Even if that person at the end of the day is you, it's important to find that, to have that drive, have that motivation. And if that person you're finding isn't you, go and find your community, find your tribe, the people that really make you feel special and good and wonderful, the ones who are there to give you the well done speeches, because we need those. Those are so important. Yes, it's good to have people in your life who will offer wonderful criticism and help you to grow in that way, but it's also good to have people there to make you feel supported and loved and appreciated. So that's kind of what's going on with the Semi-Sages of the Pages. I highly recommend checking out the latest podcast. Like I said, it dropped yesterday. Really exciting. Our podcast subscribership just keeps growing and growing. Our Twitter is going off amazing. If you're not following us, we are semi_of on Twitter. We also have an Instagram. I believe it's Semi-Sages, at Semi-Sages. It's a really fun project, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. And in these times where we're not really allowed to be next to each other or near each other, it's amazing how much technology has carried us so that we don't have to be necessarily physically together, but we can be together in the sense of internet connectedness. I was so blessed and so lucky to be able to record our podcast from the comfort of my own home with the other sages. It was a lot of fun. We donned the big headphones and recorded using some new software that Molly found, which was really, really awesome. And then later on, I was able to do a happy hour with some of my friends, which I haven't seen in a couple of weeks. And it sounds kind of silly to think that we've gone only a couple of weeks without seeing each other, but you need that sense of community. And we used Google Hangouts and just had a blast laughing and having a good time and catching up on all of the happenings with our life. So don't forget to connect with those people in yours. Use Facebook, use Hangouts, use Skype and Zoom, whatever that is, and find ways to connect and to continue to connect with your community. So speaking of connecting with your community, I have a great big announcement that I would like to make for you guys now. So if you follow my newsletter, and if you're not, subscribe to it today by visiting my website, sfaxon.com, where you can get the weekly updates of all of my happenings and the extreme behind the scenes. So in my newsletter this week, I dropped something major. So last October, in front of my friends and family and co-workers, I announced at the book launch for Foreign and Domestic Affairs that I was going to now begin a new project called the Blue Dragon Society. I was figuring that it would take me about a year from that point to finish the first draft of Blue Dragon Society, and now that I've had this little extended holiday, I really hit the pages hard. I was on my computer every single day for hours and hours at a time, and what do you know? The first draft is not only done, it is ready for beta readers. So that's kind of amazing. I can't even believe that this has happened months and months in advance. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys here tonight. And if you're interested in being a beta reader for my next project, if you follow my newsletter, I'll be putting out the criteria for what I'm looking for beta readers. Now, I say that because it's important to read within your genre of familiarity. Now, I'm writing a dark fantasy book. This next one is very dark, and it has a lot of aspects of criminal psychology to it. So if any of those are starting to ping your interest, I definitely recommend checking out my newsletter or messaging me on Facebook to get a little bit more details of what we're looking for. It's going to be a great read. I hope it is. I think it is. I've been reading it aloud to my boyfriend and myself at night, and we've been enjoying it. It's been a really good exercise to do, and it's something I haven't done before, reading my own works aloud from start to finish. So we're about a third of the way through right now, and it's really exciting to see this project that I started writing when I was 12 or 13. Now here we are 17 years later, and it's finally done. So I'm very excited to start getting this out and to start generating feedback from it, because that's what I need right now. So I need genuine, honest feedback. Is this a good story? How are them character arches coming along? What is it that makes you, as my readers, want to continue reading this story? So if you're really interested in any of this, like I said, be sure to message me on Facebook or subscribe to my newsletter. Send me an email at author@sfaxon.com. So many of you guys have been watching these videos live. I want to let you know that I have a YouTube channel. You can find it by looking up s.faxon, and I have all sorts of videos up right now, including a couple of sketches that I've done, little doodles here and there. And if you remember last week, if you tuned in, I mentioned that I'd be cutting this piece, and I don't know if you can tell because I'm wearing dark clothes, but it's 4 inches shorter. And I did it on camera. So I recorded it because quite a few of you messaged me and said, oh my gosh, need this video. So I delivered. It's up on YouTube. If you check out my YouTube channel, again, sfaxon, you will be able to see under the playlist Behind the Pen that video, which I believe is simply called Haircut Challenge, ready for you to view. I ended up editing and cutting that video today, and that was a lot of fun to do. So hope it brings you a laugh or at least a chuckle here in these times, and just a little quick way to escape. Alrighty guys, well that's it for now. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. I want to thank my amazing boyfriend for doing this incredible lighting setup for me tonight. I'll take a picture of that and include that in the description later. Cannot express how grateful I am for him and all the support and love he's given me. And I want to thank you guys also for the support you've given me and continued to give me, really helping me to stay strong in these uncertain times. So thank you all so much. I love you all, and from the bottom of my heart, cheers, dears.